As I tried to dress the part. This is the best I could do. I don't have anything else. Do I look like an academic? And see, this is when I need glasses. Girls who wear glasses, you win. Welcome back to my channel. Out of all the hyper-specific tropes, I actually think that this one might be my favorite. I have searched far and wide for the best academic rivals to lovers books, like the ones that I actually like and the ones I would actually recommend. So I'm gonna talk about all of them in this video. This very curated list. I'm gonna start with this book because I'm not gonna talk about it for very long because I'm actually not finished it yet. It's Katabasis, I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right, by R.F. Kuang. It's being released in August. I'm over halfway through and I wanted to talk about it in this video because it's not my copy, it's my friend's copy, and I wanted to film this video before I finish it and return it to her. In this universe, there is a discipline of study that is magic. Magic with a K at the end. It's really interesting and really big brain, and it's like this really prestigious elitist field of study. Alice, she's like obsessed with it, like borderline to madness, and you can tell that because right at the beginning of this book, she is trying to go to hell to find the soul of her professor. Like, I would rather die than be without him as my supervisor. Isn't that crazy? But guess who joins her is her academic rival, Peter Murdoch. He's so famous, notorious for being such a good student. He's constantly one-upping her and she is constantly like, oh my gosh, like I'm being compared to him. Both of them are so big brain, it's like sickening. Obviously it's so slow burn, but as you're reading this, you kind of figure out that the two of them have a little bit of a history. Not exactly what you're probably thinking about. That's what you figure out through like flashbacks and stuff. Tension, misunderstanding, bonding, vulnerability, all that good stuff. Plus the story and plot itself is also really good and really vibey. And I'm definitely learning a lot about Greek literature, Latin literature. Keep a lookout for this in August and read it immediately. The next book is probably my favorite slow burn academic rivals to lovers, even though I feel like no one else cares about this trope in this book. The storyline was single-handedly the reason I gave this book a 5 stars. I actually haven't read the other books in the series, so I actually can't even be sure that anything actually does happen. As far as I'm concerned, in my brain, I was like, oh, so this is the best slow burn academic rivals to lovers I've ever read in my entire life, and that's how I'm gonna keep it in my head, and I refuse to read the other books because I'm scared that it's not gonna happen. Basically, you follow these 6 characters brought together by invitation from this like notorious person named Atlas, and then it's pretty much a competition. Is it kind of convoluted and you don't really know what's happening? Yeah, but do I really care? No. All 6 of the characters are really distinct and you find out more about them and their entire backstory. The 2 characters that made me stay, Libby and Nico, the 2 of them were recruited because they were both like students in like this really obscure field of study, and they have been academic rivals their entire life. They have been joined at the hip and like competing against each other all this entire time, and all they care about is like one-upping each other. Yes, they're competing against each other. Yes, they're competitive with each other. Yes, they're like quote-unquote enemies, but when it really counts, you can tell that they actually do care about each other. Like, when it gets down to it, stakes are high. When there's real danger, it's kind of like, oh, and I am gonna save your life. The quotes from this are so good. After I film this, as I'm editing, I'm gonna try to find my favorite quotes. So I'm gonna find them and I'll insert them right here as I speak. Okay, the next 2 books that I want to recommend are both by the same author. The author's Anne Liang, If You Could See the Sun, and I Hope This Doesn't Find You. I like If You Could See the Sun way better, and I think that's mainly just because I like the boy better in that book, but if you like one of these, I feel like you would probably enjoy both if you like the trope. Let me talk about If You Could See the Sun first, because that's the first one that I read. Our main character, she's a scholarship student at this really elite international school, and her family doesn't have the money anymore. One day she wakes up and realizes that she can turn invisible, and she's like, wait, what? She has always been like a top student, obviously, because she needs to keep her scholarship, and she gets really frustrated because one of the boys at her school has always been the top student. He's like popular, well-liked, he's sporty. She's so envious of all this stuff because even though she's smart and does well in school, she's like not that likable, not that popular, doesn't have that many friends, and she's frustrated because she's like how is he doing all of this so easily? He doesn't even have to try and everyone likes him. Let me get their names for you. I need to start actually book journaling books. I can never remember character names. Oh, her name's also Alice. And the guy's name is Henry Lee. Oh wait, that's so trippy because I know someone from my childhood who had that exact same name. Basically, when she finds out that she can turn invisible, she ends up partnering with Henry, who can like do web design stuff. I don't really know. And they work together because she's like, hey, I can make a profit off of this, where she'll basically take requests from people to like do ghost tasks, eavesdropping things, spying on things, and they don't know who she is and how she's doing it. They just know that she's doing it. The dynamic that I like here is like, he's not competitive with her, but she is with him. He is like just very calm, quiet, humble, and like the little in-between moments when they're like actually getting to know each other, and she's like, oh wait, he's like actually a nice person. Oh no, oh he's actually kind of cute. Oh wait a second. And it's kind of like he has like had a crush on her the entire time. He's like shy. She has no idea. She's oblivious. I hope this doesn't find you. This one, the girl is Sadie. I think she's kind of similar to Alice, where it's like a similar trope of like she is like kind of cutthroat, bitter, and like competitive. The guy in it, I think his name is Julius. He is definitely not as like quiet. He's a little bit more, not like cocky, because he's not cocky and he's not egotistical, but definitely more like a different personality type. This is definitely less of a slow burn. Oh my god, I didn't even talk about what the plot of this book is about. My bad. This is like To All the Boys I Loved Before, like Lara Jean, if she was like bitter and like a hater. Instead of writing all these love letters to people, what Sadie does is she writes like hate letters in email drafts, and then obviously one day the drafts end up going out and she's like, oh, of course Julius, like she hates him, and writes this whole mean letter about him. Okay, the next book is Today, Tonight, Tomorrow. This one is again the trope of like the two characters. They have always been competing against each other in high school, and right now they're like wanting to fight for being the valedictorian because they're both in their senior year. And basically at this school, it's tradition that at the end of senior year, everyone plays this big game of assassin, and they're like, you know what, we're both competitive, let's ally. They have never really spent that much time together before this, or like really gotten to know each other. And again, it's a dynamic of like kind of like he's had a crush on her this entire time. She has no clue. She has just been like, I hate him, he hates me, we're rivals, no clue, head empty. And then it's like over the course of this game of assassin, you're like in her head and you're like seeing her be like, oh wait, why is he kind of nice? Oh wait, why is he kind of cute? And she's kind of like, wait a second, and like grappling with that. And I like think it's so cute to like see that happen. Like, so the next book I want to talk about is Not Here to Be Liked by Michelle Kwa. Eliza wants to become like the editor-in-chief for the newspaper club, like the school news. And then in walks in this random guy named Len. He's like this ex-baseball player, I think, like some athlete. On the spot, they're just like, yep, you can be the editor-in-chief. And so Eliza's like, what the hell? And so she ends up writing like a hate letter, and it accidentally ends up getting published, talking about how misogynistic all this is, gains a lot of traction, and she ends up sparking this whole like feminist movement at her school that she's like spearheading, trailblazing. She's like the face of it. Throughout all this time, her and the guy are like working together on this like journal report or something, and she ends up being like, oh wait a second, he's like not as bad as I thought. You see the common trend here. And then she's really conflicted because this is the man who sparked the entire movement that she is like leading, but then she's kind of like having a crush on him, and she's like, oh, if people find out, it's gonna compromise my credibility. I actually didn't like this book like that much in terms of like the plot. Like I think the book kind of lost the plot, but the reason why I did like this book still because I thought like the romance just by itself was like really sweet, especially the guy. I think that he was like so cute and so sweet. I guess I'm just a sucker for the dynamic of like kind of neurotic girl, competitive, and then like really chill, lax guy. Okay, next is again not a pure academic rival lovers, but like it feels academic to me because it's chess, but it's Check and Mate by Ali Hazelwood. This is like kind of one of the only Ali Hazelwood books that I've actually read, and I actually like. People who know how to play chess like actually know how to play, not just like know how the pieces move. You also win. Our main character, she used to be like a chess prodigy, but then she hasn't played chess in like years and years and years. She ends up by chance playing a game of chess in this like tournament, and she accidentally beats the most infamous, best, top, unbeatable chess player of all time. His name's Nolan. This gets a lot of buzz. She gets a lot of attraction from the media about it, and then she's offered a spot to become like a chess competitor. She can get paid for it, and her family needs a lot of money right now, so she ends up agreeing to do it. That's how she ends up going back into this world of like competitive chess. And of course, the most notorious one, Nolan, is who she has the little romance with. It's rivals to lovers, but it's not enemies to lovers. Like they never really dislike each other. They're just rivals because of the circumstance. So I actually really like that there wasn't like weird, unsolicited, not justified like dislike or hatred between them. Especially the guy Nolan. He is someone who's like, again, super chill. Like actually neither of them are that cutthroat, and it's kind of just like a Romeo and Juliet situation where like everyone else is like, why are you becoming friends with like the enemy? And they're like, I don't know, we're just friends, like we like each other. And he's really sweet. If you love like a floppy brunette, quiet, and like knows how to play chess, actually if you're dating someone like that, you're the real winner. And then the last book that I'm gonna talk about is like, this is like my gateway book into academic rivals to lovers. It's The Night Circus, competitors to lovers. Competitors, but they're not choosing to be competitors. Like they just have to be. In the circus, there's been like this long lasting feud between these two specific magicians, and they have been in this feud for years, and then now that they're old, they're like prodigies, are now like inheriting this feud. And their entire life, they have never met. They've been kept away from each other, but they know that they've been training to like take out the other magician prodigy. So good. That's like literally such a good setup. I was eating it up. So the kids' names are Marcus and Celia, I think. When they meet each other, they fall in love. Slow burn, forbidden, secret romance. Can you think of a better setup than that? There is none. This is like a universal book recommendation. Like I always recommend people this book. The slow burn vibes, the atmosphere. Anyway, I think that brings us to the end of this video. I'm trying to make this video short and sweet. Please, please, please let me know if you guys have any really good academic rivals to lovers books you can recommend to me, because I'm always looking for them. But subscribe down below if you haven't already. You can follow me on my socials, are all linked in the description. And I'll see you all in the next one. Goodbye!